Hello students, welcome to our Asian International School online class. This is your first physics class and today we are going to start the chapter light, and in this chapter we will be starting with the topic reflection. Before starting the core topic of this chapter, let us see few definitions. What is light? First definition is what is light. So, light is a form of energy that produces in us the sensation of sight. That means light is a form of energy that creates visual sensation in our eyes. That is called light. So, it is just another energy, but it creates visual sensation in our eyes. What is reflection? Reflection of light is a phenomena by which the light coming from one medium falls onto any obstacle and bounce back towards the medium. This is called reflection of light. Reflection of the definition is here. The reflection is the phenomena of bouncing back of light in the same medium on striking the surface of any object. Sometimes reflection can take place from one medium to another medium, like if a light is traveling from one medium and it falls onto another medium, even though the second medium is not really an obstacle, not an opaque object, but still the light can bounce back of the second medium. So, reflection can take place if the light ray is coming from one medium to another medium, and also it takes place when the light ray falls onto any obstacle and bounce back towards the first medium. Here are two pictures of reflection of light you can see. This is a plane mirror. There are two plane mirrors. With this mirror and this mirror, they are placed 90 degree with each other, and this light ray is falling on it, reflecting and going back to this mirror, falling onto this mirror and again reflecting and going back. So, these two rays, which is incident ray and final reflected ray, you can see it is shown here, and both of them are parallel. Since the two mirrors are placed 90 degrees, so this ray and this ray has to be parallel. And one more reflection shown here. This is a curved mirror, it is a concave mirror. The incident ray is falling on it, then reflecting back, creating the incident and reflection angle. This is shown here. So, this is a plane mirror reflection, this is a curved mirror reflection. One thing we have to remember here, that any kind of image formed by a plane mirror, it has some characteristics or some properties. The properties are written over here, you can see it is virtual, it is erect, it is of same size as the object. The distance between the object and the mirror is equal to the distance between the image and the mirror, and finally it is laterally inverted. If we discuss the definition of these characters, then it will be like what is virtual image? Virtual image is that image when a light ray after reflection or refraction does not meet at a point to create any image. That means image is created, image is visible, but the light rays after the reflection and refraction not meeting at a point, but it feels like it is meeting, or it feels like it is coming out of a point, then it is called a virtual image. Erect image. What is erect image? Erect image has always also another name, it is upright. It is also called as upright. Now, what does it mean? It means that the image formed is exactly standing up or upside down as the object it is. That means, if the object is standing up, then the image will also be standing up. If the object is upside down, then the image will also be upside down. That is called upright image. If I show you the picture, this will be the picture. Let me show you the picture here. I will draw it. Let us say this is our mirror, and let us say this is the surface on which the object is standing, and let us say this is the object. So, this is the object. So, if this is the object, then the image will also be like this. The image will also be like this. These are called upright, means this this head for the object is upward, then this image head is also upward. This is object, this is object, this is image. That means this object and image both having the head up and the leg is down, leg is down. These are called upright or erect image. In case of real image, this does not happen. In case of real image, the image is upside down. If the object is standing up like this, then the image will be upside down. In case of real image, it will be looking like this. It will be looking like this. Okay, so remember this. This is when the object is like this and image is like this, standing up, object standing up, image standing up, then it's virtual. Then it's virtual. It's virtual. And when the object is standing up and the image is upside down, then it's real. That means it flips upside down, it flips, then it is real. This is also has another name, it's called inverted. When the object is standing up and the image is inverted, then it is a real image. So, that is the difference between real and virtual image also. We will be going into detail about that later on also. So, let us continue with the other definitions of same size. So, same size means if I see the picture, the size of the object and the size of the image will be always same. Neither of them will be bigger or smaller. Real image also can create same size image, but virtual image, in case of virtual image in plane mirror, it is always of same size. As far behind the mirror as the object is in the form of in front of the mirror. That means the distance from the mirror to the object is equal to the distance from the image to the mirror. It is in the opposite direction, it is in the opposite side of the mirror, but the distance is same. And laterally inverted. Laterally inverted means that we already know that if we stand in front of a mirror, then our right hand feels like left hand. If we look into the mirror and see ourselves, then it will be feeling like right hand has become left hand has become right hand. So, this is laterally flip, the flip of the image, which is felt in the image formation for a plane mirror, that is called laterally inverted. Okay, now let us move on to our next topic. Now, next topic is the two laws of reflection. Here it is written, the first law is saying that the incident ray, the reflected ray, this is a picture of a plane mirror reflection or any other surface, you can say that the incident ray is falling on it, then reflecting, and if we draw one perpendicular at the point of the incident, then we call this perpendicular normal. Now, this normal is imaginary, there is no actual light or there is no actual drawing there. We just have to imagine that at the point of incident there is a perpendicular standing, which is called as normal. So, all this incident ray, normal and reflected, they all lie on the same plane. This is the first law. This is the first law. First law saying that all lie on the same plane. And second is saying that angle of reflection is always equal to angle of incident. That means this angle I equals to angle R. Okay. Always keep in mind one thing, you have to keep in mind that this angle of incident and this angle of reflection, they are always measured with respect to the normal. Do not measure the angle of incident with the plane, that is wrong. Angle of incident and angle of reflection measured always with respect to the normal, that means this angle and this angle. Okay. Moving on, here are some pictures of reflection in plane mirror. This we have seen. Now, this is one of the pictures. See, as I was telling you, upright, virtual. See, the light ray from this candle coming and falling on this plane mirror, then going to our eyes. Now our eyes will see this candle is over here, the candle is present over here, and also the candles is upright, the flame is upward, here the image is also showing that flame is upward, and there is no actual image, there is no actual light falling here, because the mirror is an opaque object and the light cannot penetrate through the mirror to go here. So it's a virtual image, it's a completely virtual image, because behind the mirror there is no candle light going, because the plane mirror is a totally opaque object. Hence we can understand this image which is seen by our eyes, it's a virtual image. So it's a virtual image, it's an upright image, erect image, size of this image is same as this object, and the distance is also same. Okay. So these are the properties can be seen here in this picture. Next, spherical mirror. So there are two kind of spherical mirror, one is concave, one is convex. Now before going into detail about this, let me tell you, you can imagine that this concave and convex mirror, they are actually a part of an imaginary sphere or imaginary circle. For 2D diagram it's a circle, for 3D it's a sphere. It is a part, imaginary circles part is a curved mirror, like this is concave and this is convex. So in case of concave, which kind of mirror is called concave? You can see the concave mirrors, this gray color is actually showing the silvering or the aluminum coating given on the glass, this one also. So in this case you can see that the mirror is actually bulged in, that means it is carved in, this mirror is actually carved in, the outer portion of the mirror is silvered or the mercury layer is given on the outer portion. Here it is making sure that the mirror is carved in. But in this case, in the case of convex mirror, you see the mirror is actually carved out, it's carved out, isn't it? The inside, the inner portion is actually here silvered. So they are part of a same kind of sphere, but the silvering is different. Okay, the silvering is different, and that's why they produce different images, and they have different properties for formation of image. We will look into that in future. Few definitions for definitions for the components of our curved mirror. So aperture, what is aperture? Aperture is the whole mirror, from this portion to this portion, the whole body of the mirror is called aperture. Aperture is called aperture means the whole portion of the mirror where the light rays can fall and reflect. So this side, they are all part of aperture. So from this portion up to this portion, it's this whole portion is called aperture. In case of concave mirror also, from this part to this part, which means end to end whole thing, the whole part is called the aperture of the mirror. Next is pole. What is a pole? So pole is this point P, that point named P is pole. So pole is what? Pole is the center of this whole aperture. You can see P is having situated at such a point that it is at a same distance from the two ends. Okay, so P is the center of the aperture, can be called. Not only that, P is a point through which the imaginary principal axis is passing through. This horizontal line, you can see this horizontal line. This horizontal line is called principal axis, and this principal axis always passes through the pole. Pole is named as P here. Here also the pole is named as P. Next is Principal axis. So, what is principal axis? Principal axis is an imaginary axis passing through the center of the aperture of a mirror. It is passing through the center of the aperture of a mirror, and also it is passing through P. Principal axis has a lot of importance. It contains the focus, it contains the center of curvature, and also it has the pole in it. Principal axis is applicable for both the kind of mirrors. Next is focus. So, what is focus? Focus is it is also an imaginary point lying on the principal axis, and it is defined differently for two different mirrors. In case of concave mirror, we can define that if parallel light parallel to principal axis, any light falls on a mirror on a concave mirror, then it passes through a point. That point is called focus. I will draw it and show you. Let's say this is a concave mirror, and this is the principal axis. So, what it is saying that if lights coming and falling on the mirror parallel to principal axis, let us say these are the lights falling on, then they will reflect and meet at a point. All lights which are coming, these are the lights, this one and this one, they are the lights. So, these two rays which are coming parallel to principal axis, falling on different points, this point and this point. After that, they are reflecting to a point, this point. So, this point is called focus for this curved mirror, and this is for concave mirror. So, you understood, for concave mirror, when two rays parallel to principal axis falling on the mirror, two rays or more than two rays coming parallel to principal axis and falling onto the mirror and reflecting. After the reflection, they are meeting at a point on principal axis, then that point is called focus for that mirror. Now, for convex, let me show you how the convex work. Okay, so for convex, right, this is one ray, this is another ray. Let's say for convex, two lights are falling like this, okay, and they will reflect away like this. Now, they will reflect away for a convex, and they will diverge away, the two reflected ray will diverge away. Now, if we extend this reflected light, this one is a reflected light, this one is a reflected light. If we extend this reflected light backward, I will extend this. If I extend these two light backward, you can see this. Actually, we should draw it with dotted line. Dotted line actually shows the virtual line. So, if we extend the two reflected rays backward, then they will meet at a point. This is the meeting point. Then this point will be called as focus of this convex mirror. So, you can see the convex mirror has the focus placed behind the mirror, and not only that, the focus is so important. See, from the focus, someone will these two rays, if someone sees these two rays, then for that person these two rays will be felt like it is coming from this point, isn't it? So it's a virtual point. So this, the image formed by this will be virtual. That is why the convex mirror always create virtual image, and this point is called the focus for convex mirror. I hope you have understood this. Next is the center of curvature. Center of curvature is the center of the imaginary sphere of which it is a part of. I just told you that these mirrors are actually nothing but it looks like a part of a whole sphere. Then this part of whole sphere, then this sphere of which it looks like must have a center. So that center will be called as the center for this mirror or center of the curvature. Like this one, if you see, this is a convex mirror. Now this convex mirror, if we had the whole sphere over here, then the whole sphere would look like this, which would have a center. Then that sphere's center would be this C, and this C is called the center of this whole curvature. Now one thing you have to understand, this center of curvature to P, this distance is called the radius of curvature of this mirror. Now let's look into some formation of images due to the curved mirror. It's these are some random pictures. You see how the images are formed here. This picture I just tried to draw, this one also. See how the images are formed. Okay, this is one more. Here the light rays, all light rays are parallel to principal axis, falling on it, it's meeting at a point F. Here all the light rays are parallel to principal axis, coming and diverged away, but it feels like they are all coming from this point which is focus here. And in this case also, this is an object placed like this, the light ray parallel coming like this, then reflecting back, and it is traced back. It is imagined that the light ray is coming from this point F. Here also some names, some definitions are also shown here, like convex mirror, this is principal focal point, this is principal axis, incident ray, light ray, then this normal, all these are shown here. You can check this image in detail. Okay, next we will be looking into this is one more picture. You can take time and see this picture, how images are formed. Next we will be looking into virtual and real image formation, how real image and virtual images are formed. This is the virtual image that I just tried to show you. This is a convex mirror, and how the virtual images are formed here it is shown. See, this image is called virtual. This is the focal from this point to this point, the focal distance from this point to C. This distance is the radius of curvature, that's why it's written as R. This image is a virtual image, and in case of real image, you see the reflecting surface is making the two incident ray reflected at a point F. Okay, so these are called real image. Next is image formed by plane mirror is always virtual. Okay, we have to understand and we have to remember this. We cannot forget that images formed by plane mirror is always a virtual image. Now these are few topics and these are few formulas that we will be discussing on next class, and that is it for today's class. Thank you.